Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm so happy to see you again here in my video. I hope you will watch this video until the end. My dear students, next week we are going to conduct reading circle meeting. Therefore, I will give you some overview about the reading circle and how to do it correctly. I hope for the next reading circle meeting, you will do much better than before. Are you ready? Let's get started. First of all, let's start with a quote. It is from Karen Wittemeyer. She says that read everything you can get your hands on. Read until words become your friends. Then when you need to find one, they will jump into your mind, waving their hands for you to pick them. And you can select whichever you like, just like captain choosing a stickball team. Wow, that's amazing. I like this quote very much, especially in third sentence. Then when you need to find one, they will jump into your mind. So by reading, every time if you want to express your opinion, you want to share your ideas and you need one word to express it, you just take from the book. It means that every words that you read from the book will jump anytime if you want to use them. You got it? Very good. So here we are. Here I want to give you some explanation about the theory of reading circle, or we can call literature circle. So what actually literature circle is? Reading circle is a small group of students who read the same book and they will gather to discuss the book in depth. And for the benefits, the first one, the students will be gaining reading comprehension and fluency skill. Yes, of course, because when you are reading, you will find many new words, new vocabularies, and you will find what is it about, what is the meaning of those words. And the second one is literature circles provide a way for students to engage in critical thinking and reflections to the books. So here, when you are reading, you will have a good critical thinking. Why? Because when you are reading, there is a process. Yeah. And critical thinking itself is the ability to think clearly or rationally about something. So if you have a good critical thinking, you will understand something more deeply. So you can make a better decision in your life. And the third, literature circles give students the freedom to express themselves and demonstrate what they know in more exciting and engaging way in the classroom. So it is very clear when you have discussion with your friends, you have to express your idea and it's free because there is no right or wrong when we talk about literature. And the last one, literature circles can be a place for cooperative learning. Students can help each other to understand the text and make sense of it. Grouping gives such a boost to intellectual development of students. So here, when you do a discussion with your friends about a book, you will exchange ideas, you will share your ideas, and you can learn something from your friends. It means that a student who high low reading comprehension will learn something from the students who high reading comprehension. Okay, that's all about the theories of literature circle. Next, we move to the next slide. In reading circle, there are some roles. The first role is leader. The second one, summarizer. The next one, connector, wordmaster, passage person, culture collector, and illustrator. For the next discussion, everyone has a role, and everyone must be ready to contribute when the group meets. So I'm sure every group have decided what kind of role that they have. So you just do your best for your role when we have discussion next week. Here we go. For discussion leader, he or she will lead the discussion, and he or she will be responsible to write 4 to 6 questions about what we have just read. Remember, you have to write 4 to 6 questions, and the questions will be used for a group discussion during the literature circle or reading session. When you are making questions, the most important things to remember are: first, the questions cannot be answered with just yes or no. The questions cannot require just one word answer. No. And the last one, the questions must stimulate an opinion or discussion among the participants of the group. So for those who will be discussion leader, you have to consider 3 points. Okay? So I already give some example about the questions that you can use to begin a discussion. So you can start with who, what, where, when, how, why. The first, how was your favorite character in the story and why? Who was more evil, the witch for taking Rapunzel or the father for agreeing to give away his child in return for food? And you can also ask with what questions. For example, what was the climax of the story? What was the purpose of hiding Rapunzel in a tower? And etc. You can use those questions. You could also ask, why does the witch want a baby in the first place? Or how did Rapunzel's tears cure the prince's blindness? Or you can ask them with what if, yeah, what if the prince had not been able to climb up on Rapunzel's hair? So it's like you imagine some situation and your friend should solve it. And the last one, you can ask someone opinion about something in the story. Okay, now we move to the next role. It is summarizer. So for summarizer, your job is write 2 or 3 paragraphs summarizing the reading or writes the main ideas from the reading. So here you can fill the rule worksheet. I already take it from the file. For example, my key points. You have to write the main events, the character, and your summary. Is it very easy, right? Okay, next rule is connector. It's quite challenging. So you, as a connector, you are responsible to write how the story is like real life. You have to connect what was read to something that might happen or has happened in real life. Explain that even though this story is fiction or fairy tale and is a fantasy that originated strictly in the mind of the author, there are certain aspects of the story that are like real life. Many things in the story might happen or have happened in real life. For the reason the reader can identify with many of the things that take place in the story. When you make connections based on your book, please consider the list below. The first is your own past experiences. The second one, happenings at school or in the community. The next one, the stories in the news or similar events at other times and place, or other people or problem that you are reminded of, or between this book or other writing on the same topic or by the same author. So, as a connector, you have to connect the story in the book with the real life or your experience. Okay? I hope you already understood. Let's move to the next role. It is word master. Actually, your job is very easy. You just find 4 to 6 interesting, powerful, or tricky words from the reading. Then write them on a form with a page number they are in the story also. So that's easy, but the challenging one is you have to choose only 4 to 6 interesting, powerful words because you will find many words, many new vocabulary, but you have to choose some of them. That's the difficult parts. And then when the group meets, the group tries to decide what the words mean using dictionary for help. If the group cannot come up with a working definition from the story or passage. This is the format for your worksheet. You have to write your words here, the meaning, and the reason why you choose that word. You have to mention the page and also the line. Okay? The next one, passage person. So, for a passage person, you have to pick the most interesting part of reading to read the group. And you have to give the reason why you like that part very much. These are the examples. My favorite parts are blah 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 blah. I choose this part because blah 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 blah. So you have to mention your favorite parts and also the reason why you like that part very much. Okay? Is it understood? Let's move to culture collector. Well, for culture collector, you are in charge in reading the story and look for both differences and similarities between your own culture and the culture found in the story. So, when you are reading, you have to be more sensitive about this one. Please make notes about 2 or 3 passages that show these cultural points, and then you have to read each passage to the group and ask another group member to read it. Ask the group some question about this and any culture's point in the story. So after you share what you have found, you can ask their opinion about it. So here are some questions to help you think about culture's differences. For example, theme. What is the theme of the story? Or people. Do characters in the story say or do things that people never say or do in your cultures? Do they say or do the same things that everybody in the world says or does? So you can relate to the theme or people or other things. It's up to you. The next one, this is the last role. I'm sure it is new for you. So one of the rule in reading circle is as illustrator. Wow, it's quite interesting. So even though you just draw or illustrate the story from the novel, but you have to read the story because you could not imagine or draw without reading the story. So your job is draw a pictures of what happened in the reading. Include detail from the story in the pictures, and you can write down or what he or she includes in the drawing and why it is included. So here I just ask you to draw 3 pictures. 3 pictures that can represent one of the event in the story. And you have to tell us why you draw that pictures. Is it because you like it, or that's the climax of the story, or you love that part very much? Okay? And for the presentation plan, to make more interesting, don't show your drawing and tell them what is it about, but showing your drawing to your group and let people speculate or guess what your pictures mean, so they can connect your drawing to their own ideas about the reading. After everyone has had a say, you can always have the last words. Tell them what your pictures mean, refer to the parts in the text that you use, or convey what it represents to you. Okay? I'm sure it will be interesting. Finally, we comes to the rule in reading circle meeting. So for next week, there will be 3 groups, if I'm not mistaken, and you have to meet in a Zoom meeting. Every group will have one meeting, and it is restricted only for the group who read the same book. So there will be 3 sessions of reading circle meeting. And for the rule, first you have to finish your reading, of course. And after finishing your reading, please fill the rule sheet. I already gave to you. It's still the same with the previous one, or I will share to you again if you lost the file. And the third one, share your rule sheet when it's your turn. So when we are having Zoom meeting, when you are speaking about your role, you have to share your role sheet through share screen. Okay? And number 4, because we have limited time, please be conscious in presenting your turn or your role. And number 5, be active. You have to actively involve in the discussion because I will give you score for your participation and I will choose the best role for each group. For those who will be the best role for each role, I mean not in group, I will give you a gift surprise. And number 6, fill the survey form after the discussion is over. So after discussion, I will distribute a survey form. I want to know about your response about reading circle. Remember guys, please give objective opinions or feedback about the reading circle. It is not about the reading, but it is in the meeting, reading circle meeting, not about the book, about the reading, whether you like the book or not, but in this case, I want you to give response about this activity, reading circle meeting, okay? So before I end the explanation, you can ask me through Mbak Litania or Mas Aiman. I will be happy to answer all the questions. So that's all for today. And for saying goodbye, this is my last words. From Tommy de Paula. Reading is important because if you can read, you can learn anything about everything and everything about anything. Please don't stop reading because that's for you. Reading is your investment for your future better career and study. Okay, that's all. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.